Hey, it's 7:29 a.m. and I am finally starting to move about the house now and get my things together. First things first, when I get up in the morning, I always make my bed, okay? I am the kind of person, I like my house tidy, okay? And so making my bed is always a priority. There has been times in the past where I didn't make my bed, but for the most part, I like making my bed. I like being orderly. It's a very rare occasion when I don't make my bed. And typically those days are if I'm sick and I'm at home and I know I'm going to have to crawl back in bed, then I leave it open. But I prefer my bed to be made. So anyway, I was thinking about my past today. And oftentimes people try to base your life, or they try to formulate opinions based on your past. And I think sometimes, people, they don't know who you are really in your present life. So the only thing they can do is base things or your personality based on your past. And that's understandable to a certain degree, but in some cases, I mean, when you really look at things like that, most people have made all kinds of mistakes in their past. I know I've made several mistakes in my past. And, but I've learned from them all, Like I said, the only thing that somebody can really say about me is that I had a child out of wedlock, and I did try my best to take responsibility for that, Unfortunately, of course, I've had people sabotage my life, but, from a biblical standpoint at the time, based on my understanding, I felt it was my responsibility to take care of my son. And so, I did, and I will say that I feel as though it was the right decision, because I think my son gave me a lot in my life. It gave me motivation. It gave me drive, So I did the right thing, Yeah, I just flushed the toilet. I had to go throw something down there. But anyway, so anyway, also, I did lie to my husband many years ago, 20 years ago. But these are things that have happened so long ago. Things that happened that long ago really have no relevance today, And so as an adult, I would say that I have grown in wisdom and understanding, and I do my best to not repeat the same things that I've done. In the past, when I've done things that hurt other people, I realize the hurt that I've caused other people. Everybody has done something that hurt somebody. And once I realize what I've done, then I make sure I don't do those things again. I have developed a strong aversion to hurting other people. And I have made a promise to myself that I would never do anything to hurt somebody else. So these are certain morals and codes of ethics that I live by and I believe in, I think when you make mistakes in life, it shapes who you are, And even though I did some pretty silly things, I think most of my things were pretty silly, but, which everybody does that. But still, it's like, you learn from it and you build on those things. It's a trial and error, how everybody learns, or grows in life, And so, compared to a lot of other people, I would say that I was kind of a goody two-shoes. I mean, when I really look at some of the other things that people have done, So I can't sit here and constantly be bombarded with stupid, foolish things, that I think that this issue is. I think it's really stupid. I can't believe that, somebody could be victimized over something that happened so long ago and really had nothing to do with them, So, yeah, I mean, people can get so angry and vindictive and bitter and just downright evil over things that are completely frivolous, What I did was not a crime, okay? Lying to my husband is not a crime. And, well, my ex-husband. I consider him my ex-husband. And, I look at these people and I think, okay, people who molest children are starting to become, or maybe they've always been looked upon as normal. And that's disgusting to me. It's like, can people take a look at this situation and really make sense of it? I don't have a lot of faith in the mental abilities of other people as far as how they can use judgment. That's my biggest issue. Anyway, I want to be more positive in my life, and I don't want to constantly focus on, what I consider to be this extreme abuse. It's an abusive issue. You know what I mean? My family basically allowed this woman, I believe Polly, to do the things that she did, or they had some sort of agreement, or they supported it, or whatever. I don't have anything to do with Polly Graham, Esther Gooding, Callie Gardner. I don't have anything to do with these people. Like I said, if I was to see Callie Gardner today, I wouldn't recognize her. I have no idea what she looks like. None whatsoever. I don't know what she looks like. I don't remember what her mom Beth looks like. I don't know these people. Okay? And so I feel as though their participation and their attachment in my life is improper. Yeah, I did lie to Joel many years ago. And, I feel bad about that. But at the same time, look what these people are. And I considered myself to be someone who was very caring for Joel. I did. I cared very much for him. And, I was emotional when I left him, the times that I left him. Because I felt as though, we had a good friendship. I enjoyed his company. But, when you really look at it, a lot of abusers wear masks. They just do, And back in 2014, I was feeling threatened that somebody was trying to destroy my relationship with Joel. And I wanted to stay and continue my relationship with him. I didn't want to leave him. I didn't. People think, that I cared nothing for Joel. That's not true, okay? Would I say that there was like this passion between Joel and I would say probably not. I was never like really attracted to him that way. But I will say that I enjoyed his company and I cared very much for him, okay? And I didn't want to leave him. I didn't. But then when I started thinking about all the other things that were going on, then I had to make a decision. I have to think about my survival. I can't be in an abusive situation. And, it's gotten to the point where now I realize more of his involvement in this issue. So now I'm glad to leave him, okay? I don't ever want to see him again. But still, I do believe that he is a mind-controlled slave. That's how I look at him, okay? And somebody having some sort of relationship with someone like that is dangerous. So I have to make decisions for myself, I know that when I was working in Chatsworth, I had a lot of bills that we had accumulated. And I worked my ass off going to that job every day. And I was making sure that everything was being paid. I was doing everything I could. And yet I was dealing with workplace mobbing. I tried my hardest to continue and just stick it out and do the best I could and find another job. But there must have been a situation in place to where I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? So I finally said, I can't take this anymore. You can't, okay? Because mobbing is designed for you to be destroyed. It's not a fair system, okay? These people are set against you. There is no way you can ever win. So I had to quit my job. I had to. And I was very unhappy with the fact that I couldn't pay my bills. I was very upset about it, and I felt like it was all my fault. And it wasn't my fault. None of it was my fault. You know, these people have been involved in my life for the longest time. And I tried to rebuild my life, you know. And then the same thing happened over at Murray's place, you know. And so what these people have done is their fault. You know, it's their fault. And I take responsibility for the mistakes that I've made in the past. But at the same time, there's no way in the world that somebody can say what their abuse of behavior was something that was right. It wasn't right. Okay? So, obviously, you know, I come out looking sparkling clean in this situation. I really do. Okay? Going forward in the future, you know, I will continue my lifestyle of higher standards of living. Meaning, I will never resort to abusing other people. I will always respect other people's rights and their belief systems. I'm a live and let live type of person. And that's how you should be, you know. I don't hurt other people. I would never damage somebody, you know, unless, of course, I felt as though there was a reason for me to, where it was my form or my line of self-defense. This is my line of self-defense, me talking, because that's all I have. You know, these people manipulate things behind the scenes and give me absolutely no ability to defend myself. Okay, so I've been basically a victim of abuse, community abuse, workplace mobbing, blah, 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 blah. What I consider to be worldwide harassment, okay, for years, okay? And now I'm finally realizing what's been going on, and so I'm speaking out about it. Because it's very easy to have a one-sided argument or one-sided debate or something, and when another person is basically silenced. You're put in a situation where you're being isolated. You don't have any rights or the ability to speak up. You go to Steve Murray and you explain what's going on and you ask for what's going on. He's being vague. He's flat out lying in your face. He's lying. He lies, okay? And he basically takes the sides of people who are participating in human trafficking. So what does a person like myself do? You know, so YouTube is pretty much my outlet. Okay, everybody can hear what I'm saying. I'm sure Karen Johnson watches my videos. I've sent her my videos before. She watches them. I'm sure Steve Murray watches them. I'm sure everybody who I have sent my videos to in the past watch these things. They know right from wrong. Okay, I don't have anything to do with my family, which I've been saying this for the longest time. Family bonds can be broken if you're an adult. Okay, I don't have to sit here and say, you know, be emancipated from my family like a minor would. Like if I was a minor and I wanted, my family was abusive, if I'd have to go to the court system and say, well, I can take care of myself, I can show proof that I can, you know, maintain myself, I'm going to break off from my family and go through this whole thing. All I have to say is get the hell out of my life, and that's it. That's sufficient. Okay? I'm an adult. That even includes my husband. He has no rights over me. You know? And so these people have a very improper view of what marriage is. Marriage is basically a communal thing. Meaning, like, you know, my assets, like if I had property, which I don't have any property, okay, are basically his, my expenses are his, or that sort of thing, okay? We never built a life together, okay? I don't have squat, okay? I don't have anything. So it's a clean break, okay? But other than that, men do not have the right to sit here and say, I'm going to choose your job, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. There are laws that protect people who are married in employment situations, okay? I come to the realization today that I'm the only person who is fully qualified to do the kind of work that I want to do, okay? Because I look around these people who got involved in this stuff, and they should have known, okay? And I've already talked about this before. So why is it that I should struggle to have a job? Somebody like myself should never have any problem finding a job. I should be able to find jobs like that. The only reason why I have issues is because there's a system in place. Get out of my life already. You know what I mean? I deserve to have more in life, okay? I deserve to get up in the morning and be enthusiastic about the kind of work I do. I do, you know? That's important for me. Because work is pretty much all I have. You know, it is. It's pretty much all I have. And some people think, well, that's not good. You know, everybody has to decide what's right for them. You know, and work is my outlet. It's my outlet. It's what it fuels me. It gives me more things to, I don't know, develop and motivate myself. It's just who I am. And since it's all I have, I tend to throw myself into it more than the other people. I have more knowledge, I have more skills, I have more abilities than other people who got involved in this, okay? So me having a problem finding a job to me is insane. Unless of course there's a situation in place. And there is a situation in place, and it's been going on for a very long time. Okay. It surprises me what people think is immoral. Human trafficking is immoral. Okay. Lying to your husband, is it immoral? No. Is it wrong? Yeah. Is it a crime? No, it's not a crime. Okay. But what these people have done is a crime. Okay. It's a crime. It's a crime that's actually deserves to be. These people deserve to be in prison. Is basically what they should be happening to them. And yeah, I'm the one who people point the finger at. Does anybody sit here look at Polly Graham like for the trash that she is, or does the town just kind of turn a blind eye and say, okay, well, it's no big deal? It is a big deal. Okay. Like, this town probably has a really hard time understanding the difference between right and wrong. I have noticed that, and people have made jokes about Bakersfield being a little ignorant. And I'm not trying to put the town down, because there are some nice people here, okay? But I have noticed that myself. That was one of the first things I noticed when I first moved here. I'm like, this is just like, wow, it's a little backwards. It is a little backwards, okay? That's not to be offensive, it just is, okay? But when you're in a situation like this, that's why you have people doing the things that they do. They do things like, Polly to me is an uncivilized, savage beast, okay? Obviously, if you think you can dictate somebody's life and then feel no obligation to explain why, and then lie, and then call yourself Christian and still be accepted, that's ignorance right there, okay? Christianity is not just an affiliation. It's a lifestyle. It's a way of presenting yourself. It's a way of aligning with the standards of Jesus Christ, okay? If Jesus wouldn't do it, then you shouldn't be doing it either. Obviously, nobody is close to being as good as Jesus Christ, okay? But my point is, he's a model that we're supposed to strive after. So if you obviously know what you're doing is wrong and you continue to do it, then it's no longer a matter of being ignorant. It's a matter of being corrupt and evil. Okay, so people have to be able to look and see and make those decisions for yourself, okay? People need to stop using religion as a social status symbol or something that's going to advance them. The only thing it's supposed to do, it's supposed to make you have higher standards of living. It's supposed to make you someone who is striving to be in accordance or to live in accordance with the divine principles of what God wants for people. That's it. Okay, it's not something that's supposed to make you get anything. You're not supposed to seek earthly pleasures from your spiritual life. Okay, because what's here on earth is going to stay on earth. Okay, you can't take it to heaven with you. So people have their priorities mixed up, and the reason why they have their priorities mixed up is because we do live in a very ignorant area here. I mean, there's a lot of ignorance here. And sadly, it's everywhere, okay? But I will say that Bakersfield has improved a lot over the years. I will say that, okay? I can tell you that there is a huge difference between the attitude of people now than when I first moved here. There is a huge difference, okay? But, and there's a lot of improvements, okay? Bakersfield is becoming a better place in some ways, okay? But this issue should enlighten people, not just for racial issues, not just for religious issues, but for issues relating to women and harassment and abuse, period. Okay? The issue of human trafficking. It is a very serious issue. Very serious, okay? So anyway, I'm done making my bed. I'm sitting here at the edge of my bed, so I've got things to do. I'm going to go ahead and throw some clothes on, open the windows, get some fresh air circulating throughout the house, and get back to it, okay? I've got a lot to do. I've got to pick up the pieces, okay? For people like Karen Johnson, Steve Murray, these people, you have an obligation to me, to do right by me, okay? It is your responsibility to fix what happened here. Obviously, I don't have anything to do with these families. I've been saying this for the longest time. You're part of human trafficking. Fix it. Wrapping up this video. I'll be back with another one, perhaps later. If not, maybe tomorrow. Take care, Bakersfield.